Open your kitchen right now. There's probably bread, fruit, yogurt, snacks, maybe a cold drink waiting for you. Now imagine showing that kitchen to a human from 50,000 years ago. They wouldn't recognize most of it. The bread would seem impossible. The refrigerator would look like magic. And the fact that food is sitting everywhere untouched would completely confuse them. Because for almost all of human history, food wasn't guaranteed. Every meal was a challenge. Every calorie mattered. And the things our ancestors ate would shock most people today. But what's even stranger is this. Their diet never really disappeared. Parts of it are still controlling your behavior right now. To understand why, we have to travel back millions of years. Long before cities. Long before farms. Long before humans became the dominant species on Earth. Back then, our ancestors were not powerful hunters. They weren't at the top of the food chain. They weren't even close. Imagine standing on an African grassland 3 million years ago. You hear lions roaring in the distance, a herd of antelope runs across the horizon, and somewhere nearby something has just died. The lions arrive first, then the hyenas, then the vultures. Only after all of them finish eating do our ancestors approach. And what they found wasn't a feast, it was leftovers. Tiny scraps of meat, pieces of skin, and most importantly, bones. Huge bones. The kind that predators couldn't easily break. While other animals fought over flesh, our ancestors discovered something hidden inside. Bone marrow, a thick, fatty substance locked away in the center of large bones. Using simple stone tools, they smashed open leg bones and scooped out the marrow. To us, it sounds disgusting. To them, it was survival. Marrow was loaded with energy. It was rich in fat. And in a world where food was uncertain, fat was priceless. Every calorie meant another day alive. This may be one reason humans develop such a powerful attraction to rich foods. Your brain still lights up when it sees something high in fat. That preference didn't appear randomly. It was built over countless generations. And marrow wasn't the only thing on the menu. Ancient humans ate insects too. Lots of them. Termites, beetles, larvae, grubs hidden inside logs. Today, many people think insects are emergency food. For our ancestors, they were simply food. Reliable, nutritious, and often easier to find than large animals. A single rotten log could contain hundreds of calories. No hunting required. For hundreds of thousands of years, this was normal life. Searching, digging, scavenging, taking whatever nature offered. Then something happened that changed human history forever. Fire. At some point, our ancestors learned how to control it. That discovery transformed food. Suddenly, meat could be cooked. Roots could be softened. Tough plants became easier to chew. And something incredible happened inside the human body. Cooking unlocks calories. Food becomes easier to digest. The body spends less energy processing meals. Many scientists believe this extra energy helped fuel the growth of the human brain. Think about that for a moment. The smartphone in your pocket, the buildings around you, the internet, spacecraft, movies, civilizations, all of it may trace back to one simple breakthrough: putting food over a fire. As human intelligence grew, so did the menu. People began hunting larger animals. They gathered nuts, fruits, seeds, roots, and wild grains. They fished rivers, collected shellfish, raided bird nests for eggs. Nothing useful was ignored. And among all these foods, one stood above the rest: honey. Imagine living in a world without candy, without chocolate, without soda, without cake. For ancient humans, honey was the ultimate reward. Pure sweetness, pure energy. A rare treasure hidden high in trees. People risked painful stings and dangerous falls just to get it. Why? Because honey delivered something precious. Fast calories. The human brain absolutely loved it. And it still does. That craving for sweets didn't start in a supermarket. It started in the wild. When sugar was rare and valuable, your ancestors who eagerly sought sweet foods often survived. Those who ignored them sometimes didn't. The result? You inherited their brain. That's why resisting sugar can feel so difficult. Your body isn't broken. It's following ancient instructions. Instructions written thousands of generations ago. But sugar wasn't the only thing humans learned to crave. Protein became equally important. Imagine a successful hunt. A giant animal falls. Suddenly, a group has enough food for days, maybe weeks. That meant fewer hours searching for meals, more time raising children, more time creating tools, more time learning. Food wasn't just fuel, it created opportunity. And opportunity changed everything. Yet, ancient diets weren't always fresh. In fact, some foods were intentionally aged. Without refrigerators, preserving meat was a challenge. People discovered that certain storage methods kept food edible longer. Sometimes meat sat for days, sometimes longer. The smell grew stronger, the texture changed, but it remained valuable. To modern noses, it might seem unbearable. To ancient humans, it was another resource. Interestingly, many foods we enjoy today rely on controlled fermentation. Cheese, yogurt, pickles, sourdough bread. These foods depend on microorganisms transforming ingredients over time. The concept may sound sophisticated, but its roots stretch deep into humanity's past. Then we arrive at one of the most unsettling discoveries archaeologists have ever made. In several prehistoric caves across Europe, researchers found human bones carrying unusual marks. The bones had been carefully cut. Some were broken open. Certain skulls appeared deliberately shaped after death. The evidence suggests that in some places and times, humans consumed other humans. And here's the disturbing part. Food shortages don't always explain it. Animal remains were often found nearby. There was other food available, which means these acts may have had cultural or ritual significance rather than being purely about survival. Why did they do it? No one knows for certain. Archaeology can reveal what happened, not always why, but it reminds us of something important. Ancient humans were not simple. They had beliefs, traditions, ceremonies, and motivations we may never fully understand. The deeper scientists look into our past, the stranger the story becomes. Yet despite all these differences, ancient humans and modern humans share something powerful: the same brain, the same instincts, the same biological programming. Your ancestors spent millions of years in a world where food was uncertain. They learned to seek fat, seek sugar, seek protein, seek anything rich in calories, because doing so increased the odds of survival. Today, those instincts remain. The problem is that the world changed faster than our biology. Food is everywhere. Calories are cheap. Sweetness is unlimited. The survival system that once protected us now operates in an environment it was never designed for. That's why late at night you can feel drawn towards snacks even when you're not truly hungry. Part of your brain still believes resources might disappear tomorrow. It's running ancient software inside a modern world. And that leads to a fascinating question. If a modern person suddenly woke up 50,000 years ago, how long would they survive? Probably not very long. Most of us wouldn't know which plants were safe. We wouldn't know how to track animals. We wouldn't know where to find water or how to make tools. The landscape would be full of food, yet we'd struggle to recognize it. Now imagine the opposite. A human from 50,000 years ago walks into your kitchen. Rows of food, clean water on demand, cold storage, food from distant continents, enough calories for weeks sitting only a few steps away. To them, it would feel impossible, like entering the home of a god. And maybe that's the strangest part of all. For nearly every human who ever lived, hunger was a constant companion. Cold was normal. Uncertainty was normal. Food was never guaranteed. You live in one of the rarest moments in human history. A time when millions of people can open a door and find more food than their ancestors might have seen in an entire season. And yet inside your head, the ancient program is still running, still searching, still craving, still trying to keep you alive, just as it has for millions of years.